Hello everybody and welcome to Tom. Let's just shut that door please, Larry Grayson. Welcome to the beer tent breakdowns, and this is the real beer tent breakdowns in that we've done 2 days of competition. The guys have been here. We've been here like 4 or 5 days now, and the guys have been here over the last 3 or 4 days for everybody. And you know, we want to talk about what we would normally do on a Sunday night boarding and the events of the weekend, and so we just thought we may as well do that with the cameras and everything else since we've got that technology now. And then we have Izzy Howell from Ice Baby.
Hey.
And then we have Tom Reese, who's
brilliant. Picking up. Intense.
yeah, in more than one word, but also do one word for starters. One word, what's yours?
Eventful.
Okay.
Fantastic. I've had a brilliant weekend, to be honest. I think both teams have done really, really well, but yeah, Ernie's really, really well.
Yeah, so your Ernie comes from a dressage background, is that right?
Yes, yeah.
I mean, and it was quite clear those first couple of competitions. He's very toes. He's very looking at toes. He looks very pretty when he's doing his thing.
I think our first speed was like 13 miles an hour, and he's just got.
And that was asking.
Yeah. And he was like, I don't understand. I'll just canter longer, and it's like, no, you actually need to run.
Yeah.
So they go out hacking once, but we've just been getting him on grass and getting him used to being on grass because he's always on a sand arena.
So let's, whilst we're out there, maybe try and pull up. What was the first competition?
Sandringham last year with Jack.
Okay. I don't know if that's on YouTube.
We will look and we will let you know.
If you can pull something up. So what we've got, they're going to be able to pull the videos up and going to be able to see them. But if that actually might be a bit of an ask, because I really don't think Sandringham's online from last year. What was your first event this year?
Yeah, was that Heat 2?
Yeah, I think so.
Heat 2, rotation 3, I think. He just kind of...
Yeah, he's just shook his head and said,
when we got the
0.4.
I remember sitting back in between us and Need for Speed at the moment.
I remember when we got to the split point, it said 18. I was like, they were 18 too. Like, this is close.
Yeah.
We come through
to the horse, which is something that we tend to see with more elite teams that have done a lot of experience, where the horses start to listen to the board riders and start being aware of where the board riders are. How, like for example, if the board rider falls, they know instantly. Years ago, dead pigeons, and so just a quick camera malfunction. That one's gone. It's not the battery, not recording. So you can still hear me. I am still here, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, there isn't. There we go.
I'm alive.
We're back again. We're back again. This, honestly, I'm not sure what we've created here with all these cameras and all these computers, but I'm pretty sure it's self-aware. So, what was I saying? Oh yeah, the board slid out in front of him and he was sitting, and before Charlie had the opportunity to say to the horse, okay, go, lifted him back up onto the board, and he was like, there's no way, Charlie. Explaining, talking to the horse where you are.
He tells him where to go, whoa, go, like.
I think I know that I'm okay then, but I think at the moment a bit more direction and telling where to slow up and stuff, and I think that's...
where he came off went through the 90, Jolly was like, go, he was just, I wasn't there basically. He was like, Jolly's told me to go, so I'm listening to him.
Going.
But we had that chat after,
yeah,
and we sort of fixed that.
After that he
Pulled up Heat 3.
Okay, let's have a look at that. Do you want to keep a time? What's happening here, guys?
I think we're just trying to get a clean run in. I think the first run we always try and put to kind of hold him back a little bit.
I mean, this is clearly one of your fastest runs of the weekend.
I think we're happy anywhere at the moment, sort of a sub 50. We're genuinely happy with the runs.
So I don't know if you can see there, but if you actually look slow motion, he does actually, but his back end just comes up from underneath him and just saves him.
Up, yeah.
So I could just see ground, and I was like, I'm going.
Second there as well, almost getting up there
So, Izzy, you've been to a few events now. All this season. You came to Sandringham last year as well.
Yeah, with an all-wheel pony. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So a different horse this year.
Yeah. And what happened there? The horse ran the first day, but then didn't want to run the second day. Was that right?
Sandringham. She's been there, done it. She's guiding me round. So I'm enjoying it with her. And
today, you guys were boarding. You were together, you know?
18.
Obviously, your sister. I assume you've watched the video.
If I knew, just because I knew she'd be in it.
Yeah.
Just try and give her that support. Try encourage her to keep wanting to do it.
Yeah.
So.
And you've been rather a downer on it because of your football perspectives.
Yeah.
Shall we say? So how's that? You're at Cambridge United, is that correct?
I've just finished their college course,
Right.
but I'm still playing football as much as I can. But I was like, more now at the point where I want to live my life. If I want to do something, I may as well give it a go.
Yeah. And well, that's great. And finally, you're in the ring. What was that like? What was your biggest concern?
I'm not too sure really. I think it was more the fact of, if I fall, where did I go wrong? What will make more sense in the next run to progress more? Because I think I had the conversation with you, didn't I?
You probably beat yourself up in that last heat.
In the last heat on the first run, I beat myself up because
Called heats for rotation crew, which is your fastest run. If you want to go with that, and then we can find the first
Well, what
one.
happened in what happened?
So, basically all day I've been hammering that corner, finding a nice rhythm into it, and where there's a little dip into the long grass. I went to kind of get low, and because I knew we were going to try, just pick up the pace a little, see how I get on. I went into the dip, and as it goes left wheel first, it dragged me right, and I kind of got low, ready to take the corner. My body moved away as I kind of went forward, and I just went, oh no, this isn't.
This wasn't the 22, was it?
Yeah.
That was 22. I mean, that was also the fastest we've seen you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the board starts to act differently. I mean, Tommy.
Jolly.
We have found the run.
I'm sure. So, and what would be interesting? Let's watch. When we watch this, why don't you describe what you were going through at the time, like you just did, and then, Jolly, why don't you, Tommy, why don't you afterwards tell us what you saw as a super experienced bull rider? Is this?
No, it was.
Watching this, because we'd had conversations throughout, so we made some changes to your board as well. So
Which means I was just on my spring, so kind of adjusting my board to be on the eggs kind of made me feel like I had more stability on it, and I wasn't pushing the board to the floor. But I came through the last corner, and
There's a little bit, you got pushed out there just a little bit as you come around that corner.
What I felt,
of course, you're one of the perfect basic stances. You know, you've got it all there, and I think you were just coming over the line. I think Tara just put on some power with you, just because she was going for the finish.
She started bouncing,
Yeah.
proper bouncing, and she was like, yeah, let's go, let's put the power on it, let's get home. And I was like, no, wait for Jack to get on the corner, and then I just couldn't hold
And
it.
you sort of unweighted then your front truck and just lost a little bit. Got a little bit of
What
swivel on that.
what I actually realised, so I watched the back side of the horse to follow a line coming out that last corner to try and keep myself on a straight line, because obviously the horse comes out straight before me, so if I can find that straight line. And then I realised that she was bouncing, and then obviously she took off, so I heard a thud, looked down, so I was like, what was that? Thinking it was a tyre, and then I saw her footprint in the floor, and I think I've run over it, which has then nudged me like that, and then pushed me into a wobble. But apart from that, I mean, I kicked myself in the first run because I was quite disheartened that I'd nailed that corner all week, all day. And then after that, we took a nice, steadier run.
Your best run for the weekend, because we don't want to focus too much. If you're the kind, you know, and you don't want to beat yourself up too much either. For you know, the best horse riders in the world have fallen a million times. And the best board, it's getting into those positions, working out a kick, and then get back stuck again.
Yeah, I mean, when I came off and I kind of beat myself up about it, someone came over to me and said, Lloyd had said, you're still quite upright, which to me felt like, I feel like I'm past the 45 degree, but obviously that's just the feeling.
Yeah.
Whereas so then I said that to Tom, because Tom was like, Tom Kilroy, he came over to me and was like, you alright? Because I was a bit like, yeah. And he went just sit corner.
Yeah.
And so I'd done that in, I think, the last run or second to last, one of the two, and it felt so much nicer, felt more smooth coming into that corner.
Well, let's have a look at that. Let's have a look at the race that you pulled up before, guys. So we all need. You can turn the mic up a little bit. So I'm looking at that. Just pick the gain up. There we go.
I think, Jack, at the moment you're berating yourself slightly hard for what you've achieved this weekend, to be fair.
Yeah.
Coming out first on the
Agree.
board, which I had earlier, and it's like you haven't stood on the mountain board really, and never not got any mountain board experience either. So to be able to come out, especially hitting the 22, which you did, I think you've had a pretty.
Has Luke been coaching you?
Not overly. It was more me. I think I take on, like, I watch a lot of people, so I think I take on the best bits from people. I try to adapt my own part into my own bit.
See, the bit that I noticed there is your front leg's just that little bit too straight. So you've got to keep that weight on the back leg, but also keep the bend in the front leg, so that your legs can work as suspension. And I think you got caught out once by it. But overall, I mean, you really can't. You really can't. Mate, you've had a great weekend.
Yeah, I can't complain with what I've done. I mean, day one, heat one, I've just said to Izzy, all I'm looking for is progression over the whole weekend.
I think the thing that I'm thinking about is that I'm trying. I can't put myself in the mindset or perspective of somebody who's been involved with the sport and around the sport since you were 8 years old and watched all these people do it, and then you're like, 10 years later, I'm going to walk into the ring. I mean, that must have been one of the hardest steps anybody's ever taken.
Yeah, I don't know how to put it really. It was. I've always loved this sport because of when my sister hit the first 29. That day.
Historical moment right there.
that day, like, we sat all the way home listening to that on repeat. Like, I'm not even joking. You could ask my mum. Her and my sister sat in the lorry just repeat the whole way home, just because of the way you screamed 29.
I nearly went through the roof. And it was one of those. Literally, I jumped up and I hit the roof of the commentary box. That's how insane it was. When I say I nearly went through the roof, I nearly went through the roof, and it was because it had been, it was coming for 3 heats. We'd been 27s, 28s, 27s, 28s, and it was like, when? No one's ever done it. When is somebody going to break this thing? And what they did as well, where, again, it's a major moment in the horseboarding history for me, where they were, because it was on the averages of the averages and the old scoring system, and they did the whole course, and they were just kind of lackadaisical, and I'm like, it looks to me as if they are actually going to run for the speed trap here, which no one had really done either at that point. Everyone was just racing, and the speed trap just catch what was catching, and they did. The crowd went wild. It was amazing. One of the best moments ever.
But hopefully, I think for sort of intermediate teams like us at the moment, I think there will be those moments for us to come, which I'm really looking forward to. Sort of
it definitely sets a standard, doesn't it? It's like, okay, right, next one.
The speed trap brings an awful lot to it. So we are going to go to a quick break, and we're going to swap to the next group of people. So hopefully Tom's got them all set up and ready to go, whoever that's going to be. Everybody else, cheers.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Demonstration we do, we will always try and get some adults in, try and some like Harris or one of the bigger corrals, and then we always involve the children as well. It's really important to get the children to understand Bentley's brew, give them a bit of education about them as well, so we get all the little kids in, fighting some of the smaller brewers, the Kestrels, the American.
Hello everybody, we are back. So we've just done a quick swap around. Basically what we've got is all the guys that are here this weekend who are still here. They're kind of outside, that's the outside of the truck. They're all kind of waiting to have their turn. Who is the race director and DJ. We also have Ash Williams, who's been normally races with Hold Your Horses. My factual recall, my recall is terrible right now. But you've been on the cameras this weekend for us, so you've been part of the production team. And then we have Chief Ref Extraordinaire, it is Dale Williams, who deserves a podcast all of his own. Can we get, Tracy, can we get Tom or somebody to come in here and just have a look at the cameras, because that camera angle needs changing. So, guys, where do we want to start? Ash. Actually, no. Actually, I'll talk to you for a second. Because,
Wow.
Sorry. So, Pip, how did you find out about the sport?
I think we first watched it at Bowen in, I want to say 2019.
Okay.
And we saw it, and me and Joe were both like, yeah, we've got to have a go at this, because I had a horse at the time and he snowboarded, so we were like, yeah, this is something we want to have a go at.
I did not know that Joe snowboarded.
Yeah, that's why he's so chill on the board.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, Joe snowboarded since he was young, so.
Everyone's just heard the
Oh, that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
You'd think that a board rider would tell a commentator about his board riding experience.
I think he did way back when.
And you came as a racer,
Mm-hmm.
and then you kind of went on the ground a little bit,
Yeah.
and now you're doing the race director DJ role.
Mm-hmm.
How are you finding that?
I love it. It's really good fun. I love getting tracks ready, hearing a track, and thinking, oh, that'd be a great horseboarding track, and then editing it down, and yeah, I love it.
Tell us about, just quickly, oh, here we go, we got a shot of us inside there. During the show, what your job sort of, how many different things are on?
Yeah, it can be really stressful. We'll have, different people walking into the commentary box, having lots of conversations, have to be like, no, the commentators need to concentrate, you guys need to, it's a lot of management behind
I'd just like to give you kudos right now for, we were at a show earlier this year. Was it
I think it was last year.
It was last year.
About the kid.
And no, I think it was this year. I think anyway,
It was last year. It was my first time.
It was at a show, and a young child who's a member of the audience was coming in and out the back of the commentary box, making all sorts of noise. And as a commentator, it's really difficult to focus whilst there's other stuff going on, which is difficult because of all the different things. And you chastise the child and the parents. which is the first time I've ever seen that done.
Saved his whole family.
Yeah. Would you mind keeping him out of here, please? But go on. So apart from that, tell me about the.
Yeah, so there's a lot. So I have contact with Dale, who's the pit ref. The referee. sorry.
Wow.
With the referee.
Much, yeah.
Yeah, back and forth. Who's retiring, yellow cards, red cards, things like that. Any warnings, any issues that we've got, and I sort of have to keep.
It's coming.
It's a lot.
And just to hear because it tells a whole, or like in a director's cut where we've got the commentary behind the show. You have all the radio chatter going on. None of the other stuff. Ash, we spoke the other night a little bit, didn't we?
Yeah.
About and where did you find out about it?
Oh man, it was at the East Anglia Game Country Show when it was at the Norfolk Showground rather than the Euston Estate.
Correct, yeah. It was 2016.
2016, and it was a weekend. I remember I was in bed on my iPad one morning, and I think you came in and said,
Tracy.
"Hey, there's a country show going on. Do you want to go check it out?" And I was
Tracy.
like, "Okay." So then we went, and then we kind of just kind of shrimmied through the crowd and just went to get some food first. Stadium thing. Sat in it, and I was like, I want to do this! I was like, this is what I need to do. And we were just clapping, cheering, everything. And so we went all the way to the trade stand, found you. And I think it was Anne that was saying my daughter Aisha, she likes it. We've got a horse at home, but this time we came to the training day, and I remember it was Amy Fordham. God, it was such a long time ago. I was literally just.
I think Lisa Byrne, who's in the pit, she actually organised that day.
Yeah. She Facebook messaged us. Yeah, because it was also my birthday and my first.
Wow.
So.
And so.
I have a slightly different experience with Burley.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So this weekend, we spoke about the night. You're injured because of the crash you had in Bowood. Your shoulder's not right. So we have worked you hard this weekend with the cameras.
I'm brain.
How did you find working in the production team?
I felt really involved. I felt I was important.
You were. You absolutely are important.
I did. I felt really important. I felt like I had a real job. And at some points, yesterday, I had a bit of problems with the tripod, is it called? And so it's giving me a little bit of strain on my shoulder, but I look back and it's funny because I look like I'm sniping everyone going by because I'm fixating target fixed the horses when they release and whatnot. I like to get a little bit of them, or when orders going off TNT, I try to zoom in to get their logo on Josh's back because I can look back at end of season ceremony, we like to have little shots and things like that. So I was like, give some of that. And show that I use initiative.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, listen. You worry about that sort of thing. Everybody who's involved with horseboarding is important to horseboarding.
Yeah.
It takes the whole team. we need to make more and more. The production team needs to grow.
Yes.
Because we're all doing 10 jobs running around it's some sort of BBC production.
The cameras are going.
It's like it's Hollyoaks. So they've got 3 people on. Everybody's doing lots of different jobs. As a competitor, when you very first started with small strides and things like that, but also you've got that bit of overview when you've been in the arena because a couple of years you're this is.
I was run.
And everybody's important in the team and with particularly with the production. One of the big things that we've learned this weekend is that any any one part that goes wrong within the network, within the system, then potentially the whole system fails, and it can be the smallest of things.
Absolutely.
And if this was actually genuinely, if this was a professional organisation, shall we say, then we'd have trucks and tens of people to achieve what we've achieved, and we've got a long way to go. But thanks to the work that everybody puts in, we've got that opportunity to take it. We've got an opportunity to develop the production into that level, and so I'd be happy if you stayed in the production team. Do you know what I mean? But if also people are here to race, so it's like Jack. He's been on the production team.
Yeah.
He's done all sorts. He's been in the ground crew. He's been all over the place.
He deserves a badge at the end of the year. He really does.
Oh, you heard it here first. You have to tell me what that badge is. But you know, he's now he's there racing, and because that's why people are here. Pip keeps trying to race.
She keeps trying. I'll take that. I did race a couple of times.
Yeah, well, the last one, we'll pull that one up. But whilst we talk to Dale, and we'll come back to your last race. What were Dale? Chief, how long have you been? You came together, didn't you?
Yeah. My wife Ann and Aisha and I saw the same show at the same time. They're at East Anglia in 2000.
They don't know Aisha.
Well, that's your given name, so you know it's on your dad's. So yes, you sit there embarrassed. This year, after I think after we'd had some discussions, you learned about my background, where it's like, oh, it's you managing the pits.
This guy's actually useful.
So I started out managing the. Or I went up to managing the novice intermediate pits for Countryside Arena. Then I started learning to ref in that arena as needed. I'm still managing pits for the elites and refereeing the Countryside Arena. And just kind of naturally flowed up from there to being chief referee now that Layla's stepped back for most of the time.
Yeah, I mean, and I think I actually remember the day when we were like, oh, we haven't got anybody to run the pits, and it was at the time we had the big breakfast tent where everyone would come and have breakfast and have the briefing there, and literally you were walking up the aisle to sit down and went, what about Dale? You reckon Dale could manage the pits? I mean, he used to fly jets. So yeah, and then the next thing was, of course, because then at that point you got a radio, and we had to.
Brevity is not the lexicon here.
What's on the weekend? What was that? What was your takes?
We saw some really good racing in all the classes, especially in the part of being an official. Had issues with the what we call the pre-race gates. Everyone who watches will notice that when teams come out from the pits, they go through 2 sets of gates before the start line.
So which was the race? Could you remember which was?
What's today? Yes.
Heat 4, rotation 3.
Yes.
Final race.
Final race. Yes.
Okay, so let's pull that race up.
In the meantime, we do have pits 4.
Okay then, so we're going to come back to Dale's video in a moment, but here's Pip's last attempt at racing. This is trick riding. So hold on, I thought you were putting up a video of that. No?
We don't have a video.
Okay. We're still working on this. This is baby steps. But if we can pull up the race that Dale's talking about, and it was just wing it in the final rotation. That's how quick.
Then they can trot to the first pre-race gate, and then canter to the second pre-race gate.
And they've gone
and
through
then they
this
gallop
one.
after that. Now, after they passed me and they went from a trot to a canter, Tom tells them to not worry about the yellow card. So they start galloping before the second pre-race gate to get a head start on the race. So, of course, before they got to the speed trap there, I'm sure remember yellow card.
So yesterday, so they got a yellow card for that. But yesterday, they... So yesterday, they got a yellow card. Yes. They did it a lot more obviously. Did you get a yellow card yesterday for it?
Yeah, they got a card yesterday for the same thing. And at first, Tom didn't think that they had accelerated before the second pre-race gate.
Do you remember which race that was?
Not off the top of my head. I think it was in the second heat.
First run.
Yeah.
First run, second heat. Okay. And what were the other issues that we came across today with this weekend?
Well, yeah, this weekend today, after 2 briefings of drilling it into the teams, they got better at the pre-race gates. We also had issues with.
Okay, here we go. We're ready with this. So this was yesterday, and so what we're looking for, the first Horseboarding UK flags, that's the first pre-race gate. They can trot up to that gate, and then they can canter from that gate to the next orange gate, they're not allowed to gallop before the second orange gate, which we'll see in just a moment. So they can drop to this point, it's all fine. That's where they go to the canter, dropping very deep now, aren't they? And there's the gallop. There's the gallop. Yeah, so that's and there's a big reason for that, ladies and gentlemen. The reason is that we are separating the pits from the start of the race. This helps keep the horse calmer. Was that pretty much the whole?
Well, that was one of the issues. Another issue we had was with dummy runs. Dummy runs are when a team wants to rest a horse and save him for a later rotation without retiring from the heat, because once they retire, they're done with the heat.
Yeah.
So we had a couple of teams that, because we have a lot of teams here this weekend and we're tight for time, we instructed them that if they're going to do a dummy run, go through the starting gate, because that's what they have to do to stay in the heat and competition, but then to turn immediately, slow down, and go back to the run-off chute. But we had a couple teams that did a full lap of the whole arena, which took them.
Yeah, you know, these things it is part of the counter. I'm about to change the teams. I'm trying to change the group over.
Well, I was gonna say, because we haven't really got a group for him, but you were talking. You were talking about you know, keeping a horse calm, and a board rider who was also in the intermediates. Actually, you're an advanced boarder now from all your stuff last year, because you were on the team with your partner and wife.
Yeah,
is
No, I might not have mentioned. Yeah.
So just because we're going to give you a couple of minutes. What was your take on the weekend? And
So I think it's been good. Yeah, no. Every category has had a fight. There's been someone who's been pushing for stuff. Obviously, with limited edition coming in the elites, that's pushed them forward. And then all the way down, really.
Yeah,
through to the intermediates.
Yeah, in both, all three classes. All three classes separated by 0.1 second, and that was fantastic to see. I have to apologise to you because Tom's brought you in as we are about to change over. So let's get we'll get the next advert playing. Maybe the BREWCO. The next guys are coming in. Okay, advert. And there we are. Is my mic up? Yes? Okay. Alright guys, so I'm now joined with three of the elite horse riders, the very definition of equestrian athletes. We have Emily Gray. My names have gone. Annette Rush.
Georgina
and
Child.
Georgina Child. Right, I've said an awful lot of names. So guys, tell us about your weekend. How have you found it as a group?
Awesome.
I've had a fantastic time.
We've had an awesome weekend too. We really, really enjoyed this weekend.
So there's a couple of times.
I love.
There's a couple of times that Section 89 and Just Drag. So of course you've still got your race top on. Nice to see that commitment. Emily Gray, you're from Just Drag. I think we've spoken to you before on the podcast as well. So you guys had a little bit of got into a fight a couple of times. How did that go with those races?
Oh, it was fun. It's so close, and just like spurring each other on by like the smallest of seconds, and just being like, oh, they're so close that you can beat them. It's realistic, so it's been really fun.
It has, because I think it's pushed both of us on. It's given us more incentive to run. Like we were saying yesterday, having the competition there, it pushes you on. That's been great.
So, Emily, what was your best run from the weekend?
I actually think Heat 3 was one of the heats. One of the runs in Heat 3 was our best. We did have a good one in Heat 4.
Do you know which one?
No, I've no idea. Not
I think it was Heat 3 race 2. I think that was.
Okay, so the guys are looking at it and the results, and so we're gonna get it up and ready to talk us through it and tell us what you thought was good about it.
Okay.
So they're just working on that for the moment, and I'm going to come to you in because obviously we've got the whole limited edition thing to talk about.
But in regards to like Emily and George, this was the first time this weekend I've actually gone, and like I'm just seeing the times on the board, and they're hitting the same sort of point on the course that we are, and the times are so close. And I'm thinking, oh jeez.
I think the course had played into that somewhat. I think the dimensions of it though meant that it kind of limited the really fast horses, and then kind of it helped.
It drew everyone.
Yes, everyone was fighting over such small time period difference.
We've got Just Drag race ready.
Okay, so this is your best. Talk us through this.
Let him go.
I just let him go, to be honest with you. Day 2 he's a little bit more tired, so he's really responsive. I loved that turn.
That was brilliant.
Yeah, I just found we went really wide. For us, we need to go wide.
I really like his chicane.
Oh, he's...
there's a change. There's a change. He's changing.
Listens to me.
Yeah.
That bit was quite hard because it is a little slippery.
And we saw a couple of horses slip there on day 1, didn't we?
Yeah, such a good wave.
That was a good wave.
I think, honestly, I feel like I need to rewatch weaves from last year because they were horrendous, and now I look at them and think, yes. Then I let him go, and then I didn't have much really, to be honest with you. He just goes. He literally just floors it around this top corner, and I have to be careful I don't touch this one. He's like, let me run faster.
I mean, and the eventual time, what was it, sorry? 76.5. Great run. Well worthwhile.
Yeah, it's such a shame. We really wanted to get under 70, but we just couldn't. And then on the last run where we potentially could have, didn't know what he's doing. Couldn't turn. I went too fast too fast around the top, and it was like, oh, I can't turn.
Sometimes the horses, the faster they go, the more directionally challenged they can be. Georgina.
Hello.
What about you guys? How would you talk? How's your weekend gone?
I feel as though we've really sort of clicked as a team this weekend. It's kind of, we've had a really tricky year with different things going wrong, having to change shoeing style, basically.
Yeah, look at that.
That's sick. So we've had our fair share of issues this year. I've had my issues with the weave. I consistently keep kicking that last ball off of the weave. I either kick it off or Adelita misses it and she goes out and we end up with a knock or a miss. But this weekend, we've had a whole weekend of Orin not falling off.
Oh wow!
So that's the first in a while. But it's the first time I'm taking him home with that big bandage around his knee. So that's a bonus.
We have your best run cube.
Oh, okay.
Well, okay. Let's have a look at it. Let's have a look and talk us through it as you can.
So she's really mellowed a lot, actually, to the point. She just, so she still comes out, every time she comes out of the gate, she is so keen to go, really keen to go, but she's still as responsive as ever. But she has slowed down a lot.
So
but I think she's become more consistent.
Yeah,
throughout the whole thing, so you can't actually see that she's doing that massive acceleration because she's slowed down that little bit, but she is now holding the speed the whole way around. I do have to say that limited edition helped us out a massive amount this weekend. Oh, that was that is our best weave so far.
Oh
yeah, it was that because that was quite quick for her as well. Because we noticed on the last weekend with the weave, as she was getting tireder, each fly and change stride was getting bigger, which meant that she struggled to make the last cone and she was ducking out of it.
So you were saying that limited edition helped you out. How did they do that?
So we were talking about lines over breakfast and coffee this morning. It was really helpful. So Lloyd and Sarah both got up this morning a video of from Lloyd on the board of Sarah riding the horse.
Yeah.
And basically every single turn they were turning in and it was a second before I can see that I turn in. So basically if these two are the race gates, we're coming up here and to come around like this, what I've been doing is coming too tight to this cone. Not necessarily too tight, but the wrong angle. So I've been coming in and still facing the wrong way, and then having to pivot around the cone, which is losing a lot of time.
Yeah.
So what they've explained this morning is if I come in slightly wider, much faster, already on the angle to go out of the cone, ready for the next one, then you can carry the speed through it instead of like going around it, pivoting on it, and then picking the speed back up to leave.
I think that's really interesting. I'm amazing that you managed to do that demonstration without spilling beer. The moment you put those two there, I thought, I can see where this is going. So I was really impressed with that. I think this is something that a lot of the teams struggle to get their head around, is that people race from gate to gate because they go, I've got to go from this cone to this cone to this cone, as opposed to actually the fastest track around the cones is using for the 3-cone weave, that you were like, I don't know how close you were getting to the exterior barrier, but you were like, to me you were coming right out there, and then that meant that when you were coming to the cones, the centre lines over here, you're coming around that, you're actually already looking for the exit, and that's the most important thing. Is you don't want to go into the turn like the 90, for example. You don't want to go into the 90 until you can almost see the exit. So you want to stay off it, and then when you almost see the exit, that's when you throw the horse into it.
And when you do that, the 90 is not a 90.
No,
exactly. It's much wider.
It's
It's a sweeping curve, so it still looks. It's still the the 90.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
if you hug those cones and go around the 90 like this, you're making it harder.
Although at Bowood it
Whereas
was
from here,
not able to do that.
Oh no.
That was like a death strap.
Yeah, it was.
But here, the course was really nice,
Yeah.
which I think, and it just kind of flowed, so we could really excel rather than actually being like, oh my god, we have to turn really sharp or get the board around or.
I mean, the thing is, that is also part of the game, isn't it? So this is the way it worked out because the dimensions of the course and the way that the course had been laid out. Although all the elements stay the same, the corners don't stay the same. It's what we talk about a lot. And this is why we get to fight over point nothing of a second, because we're trying to get it perfect. Like what we saw this weekend. I don't even know how many 26s we saw this weekend, but it was a lot. It was like most of the corners at high speed at that far into the speed trap was 26, 26, 26. And it's because as a group, you're all trying to work out how to get around the track in the fastest way, and you're all coming to the conclusion, that's how fast I can go around this corner. And interesting, I wonder if Adelita is thinking that obviously at Sandringham we saw her go into gallop and then go through more gears of gallop, which I've never really seen. But she was very fresh from the racetrack at that point.
Very.
And I wonder if she's thinking, you're only going to ask me, like, there's no point me trying to go to that pace because I'm going to have to back off again. But if I carry this pace, I can just keep that pace all the way around, and that's easier for the horse to do.
I think so. I mean, we had a little bit of a battle first thing this morning. I say a battle, it's not much of a battle because you probably never even noticed it, but I could feel it whilst I was riding around.
Yeah.
Because Lloyd
conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, not a battle at all, but it.
You don't want to see a battle. No, sorry. Sorry, you did the bus there. Go on, carry on.
But compared to normal, it felt like a battle because normally she knows the course, she knows what line she should be on. But this morning I asked her to be on a different line, and she said, "No, I don't go there. I go here.
Right.
I have gone here every day since I started this job.
Yeah.
I don't want to be there."
Yeah. But that's her trying to do the right thing.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the other thing, so the thing that caught Lloyd out on limited edition this morning was, when I heard what had happened, I was like, oh my, that's just so amazing. Could we get the limited edition race where the first race this morning?
Heat 4, race 1.
Heat 3, race 1.
Can I just say, I'm really sad that Lloyd isn't here as part of this conversation
Oh, absolutely,
with
of
horse riders,
course.
because this would have been
One of the girls.
yeah.
Bless him. Yes, no, absolutely. So they're gonna try and pull that race up, but what we heard, what the situation was that they've not raced for 3 years. They've not raced for 3 years. They turned up and they were like, okay, we're gonna do the weave, we're gonna do the thing, and the horse was like, yeah, doing it, no problem. Day 1, course B, we were doing it on day 1, but no bother, did it, and then on day 2, went to do the course and then thought she was going down into the weave, so she forgot that we do course A on the second, or we changed the course around.
Yeah.
So if we can just see that video, because we were like, what has happened here? How? Because
you can talk, by the way, guys. There's no sound on this.
well, we're watching, aren't we?
Concentrating.
So apparently, what they said was that as they come around that centre, she got confused, thinking they were going down the centre line.
We can see her turning already there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And totally, so that obviously that conversation, they're like, what is going on? They just completely lost it. I mean, but even so, it wasn't dramatic. It was just kind of like, whoa.
No, but you can see her whole body weight shifted to go down the centre line then, and that's quite impressive.
Yeah.
She was like, mate, Lloyd's not coming with me. I'm confused.
So.
Fair play to Lloyd for just going, right, okay, fine. That's
Yeah.
okay. We've got it wrong, but we'll try again next time.
Yeah, and the next time she got it. I mean, Paddy is an absolute fantastic horse. As we could see this weekend. So, Annette, the challenge was thrown this weekend. What are your thoughts over that, generally?
I was really quite nervous coming into the weekend because I thought, well, there's quite a lot of pressure because obviously, there's going to be words thrown around here and there, and I thought, oh God, I don't deal with pressure at all. Like, I can't, under pressure, I'd rather just jack it in and walk away.
Okay. Until somebody kind of pits you at the post. And then so you're a retaliatory person as opposed to
like I wouldn't go looking for a fight, but I'd take one on.
Well, I would say Lloyd brought the fight. You weren't looking for it. Oh, but this is before that point. Yeah. So you were nervous coming into it.
Yeah.
And then
we did what we had to do and came out on top. Like,
tell everybody what you told me when we were going back to the pits, because that's quite special about Harry and how he just pulls it out.
Yeah, literally. So we haven't had the best runs over the weekend, but he's really just pulled it out when we've needed it. So like even from the first heat, the first 2 runs weren't our best runs by any means.
Well, the first heat this weekend looked to me like, the first race looked to me like you weren't even going to try on that first run. It was like, we're going to go round. Tell me if I'm wrong. It looked to me like you were going to go round and just throw the cards back at Lloyd and limited edition and be like, okay, what are you going to do? Or what was going on in that first race? If I'm wrong.
What are we talking about? Heat 1, 2, 3,
Heat
4?
Heat 1,
Okay,
first race. There'd been all the talk, there'd been all the challenges, and then we're waiting for like, okay, what's going to happen? And you came out and went, do-do-do, and I was like, okay, that's an interesting way to start a fight. But go on.
No, for me, I normally just let him run his race. We can gauge where he's at, where his head's at, and then we can see what we actually need to do, because we put it down, it might not be the fastest time, but then you can see where everybody else is going to be.
Exactly, yeah.
And see where you need.
I feel like it came across as like a false sense of like, let's let Lloyd and Aidan think that they're going to win, and then actually, BAM!
I mean, BAM might be a bit of a strong, because it seemed at least to be a bit of a fight. It was a proper fight.
Yeah, there was a fight.
So it takes one shotgun, 1 second.
I think over the weekend.
Serial killers again. Serial killers.
No, I think over the weekend, I said I'm done about 3, maybe 4 times.
But that what I said about you coming back and Harry pulling it out of the bag, it is exactly the same for you. Because you go out and when you have to, you're like, watch this, I'm going. It's like, okay, she's going.
You've got to get your blood up, and I think maybe you have to recognise that within your personality that is once challenged is going to fight back.
Yeah.
And you might not, although this is a competitive sport, we're not here to trot around or do pony club or anything like that. This is something. So you're here to race, but then you kind of what?
Yeah.
And that's.
Well, it was because I think like
Race 3.
Okay.
We've got a cubes.
We
We've
have
got a
your
cube.
best one cubes.
Okay.
I don't know if that was our best one.
It was.
Best time.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll have a look at that.
This is the run.
This is
we
the
beat them
rotation.
by 500ths of a second.
Flying.
Oh, Tom.
Is there anything happening that you
Is this day 1?
Yeah.
Oh
That was a
God,
good
look
week.
at that. The best week we've ever done.
It was like butter.
Yeah.
It was just so. Live like light.
You didn't even slow down for that.
No.
the whole
Nah,
way round.
literally.
He has stayed so consistent around that. And I think that's why it's brought all the teams so much closer this weekend, because it is almost...
That's adorable.
We love that. But that was Harry running his race. Like, I just didn't touch him. And I think that was the run. So we were in the pits and Tom came over and he was like, it doesn't matter if we knock every ball, every cone, every pole, it doesn't matter as long as we come in at 65 or 66 or something less, so we can prove that we can still do the time. And I was
Even if we knocked all the balls over on the way, yeah.
Yeah, and he just went out there and Harry just did what he needed to do and he went clean, clear and just
So
flat out.
just to kind of wrap up, and I understand this question isn't necessarily a wrap-up question, so you all have a minute or two to talk about the answer. Sometimes it's viewed that horseboarding is a board rider being towed around by a horse, and that if people look at it negatively, they don't consider the horse's involvement within the team. You've mentioned a couple of things that you've said tonight. The three of you have been about, well, it's how the horse is feeling, it's what the horse wants to do, it's what tell me about the relationship with the horse and the team and the board rider. Go.
The horse is the key element. Without the horse, we have nothing. They have good days, bad days. Rolo's got kissing spine, so obviously there's a lot of work that goes into Rolo pre-race, like massage pads, stretches. I mean, George has got a ball that she uses. But so without them being on like top form, the other two elements are irrelevant anyway. But you have to connect as a whole team. Like, although Sean is behind Rolo, Rolo very much knows Sean. They have connection. He feeds them loads of treats. Like, so to kind of answer your question, it's super key. The horse is everything. But it's really important that both me and Sean have that relationship, even though Sean's behind. So Rolo trusts that the board is fun, and he accelerates like we do every other sport, and he's very calm and docile. He's very chill. He loves horseboarding. Like, as soon as we hook up Sean, he's like, yes, this is the sport for me. It's like their brain goes, yeah, got my extra gearbox.
As we go through the next two, can we have photos of them coming off the horses?
We've already done one. One of just winning it is already come out.
Oh, okay,
We've
sorry.
got this one.
Look. Wow, that is a real close view. And that's
Harry.
Who's in the eye?
You couldn't show me one eye of one of my friends that I've known for my entire life, and me to be able to go, oh, that's who that is.
And that goes to the point, like, the horses are so important.
George, carry on that thought. What's your opinion, or how would you describe it?
So I think Emily basically explained everything I was going to say when you said that, the horses. So adding on to Emily, I know that both Orin does Adelita's studs and her tendon and fetlock boots before tacking up. He tacked her up for me today. I'm
just saying, Tom, do you do any of this for a net?
Oh. Hey! But I've seen Sean studying at Rolo, and that is that relationship. It sounds daft, but the trust to pick up a foot and put some studs in and stand there, all on their own, and I'll leave them both. There's no lead rope, nothing. Adelita will stand in the middle of the paddock, in the middle of her paddock, and let Orin just do. And he had his first laying down cuddle with her. And when I say laying down cuddle, he went up to her in the paddock last night and she then laid her head onto his lap, and he was just that made his so yeah, and it's not just the like the emotional relationship between everybody, because obviously I spend a lot of time with her. I'm with her every day, but it's that physical relationship. It's keeping them fit, because actually at elite it is hard, and this summer has been really, really hard. The ground is ridiculously hard, and that's why we pulled the fourth round today, because it was just too much. It was just too much for her. And actually there's not much more that you can do to prepare them for the ground being really hard, other than you are really important. I need you at the next race, and I need you to come home with me safe and sound, so we're not doing the next race. And that is more important. And the fact that I said to Warren, she isn't right, and his first response was, okay, well, we're not running then. So it's not, there is no element of that team that's pushing to run if any other element isn't 100% right and ready to run. So.
Annette, can you add to that? These girls have done a great job describing
it is.
Is there much else you can say?
No, I think that's one thing I always say, like, if he's not running on all cylinders, we just won't. There's no need to push your horse beyond their capabilities, not for a rosette, or, you know, it's not worth it.
And what I say.
I don't know what you're saying. What did you say?
To be fair, me and George actually had this conversation earlier, and we said the rider and the boarder are replaceable. The horses.
No. We said
the horse.
No.
The horse isn't replaceable.
Yeah. Exactly.
The horse isn't replaceable, and then probably not the rider, and the boarder's the most replaceable. That's kind of what we said.
Yeah.
There's one more thing.
Go on.
What? Well, I have a true loyal competitive friend, bestie, who supported us the whole weekend and bet on us.
Would have got a lot of money if I'd actually put a bet on.
You're right.
Top and tail. Top and tail.
This is a public apology. Because I think I said I was back in TNT.
Yeah, you did. You did.
Oh, you said TNT as well in the first podcast.
Oh no, I did not. I wasn't there.
You said TNT as well.
I did say TNT.
Everybody said TNT.
Apart from me.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, as a public apology, I backed TNT.
I think it's a bit harsh, because everybody said TNT, but you're the one that's having to apologise for everybody.
Well, I'm the one that's here, so
I said TNT, and I'm not apologising.
I was racing with Just Wing It, and I said TNT.
Yeah. I'd be rich right now.
Okay, so on that bombshell,
Apology accepted.
not like this is. Do you know what I mean? It's not really. Make a drama out of a draft. Honestly, they could make a drama out of a draft. Let's go to the next advert and we'll get the next crew in.
Oh, you're adorable. Love you.
Let's go to the next advert and get the next crew in. Ready? we've gone for
The first
over an
one
hour.
square.
I'm pretty sure we're up to around. What time do we start?
Hour and 20 minutes.
An hour and 20 minutes. Nobody's sworn until the little drunk Irishman got onto this camera.
Yeah, well.
And so I am now joined with Tom Kilroy, who of course is no. I mean, you're the boarder for Just Wing It, which you know all due respect with that is. But also heavily involved with what's been happening with the production and heavily involved with the whole running of the show the weekend. Yeah. We'll cut to the next camera where I have Oren Child from your team.
Section 89.
Yeah. We have serial killer. Dude. Sean Mason and Aidan Beamish. And these guys have been sitting outside 4 hours,
enjoying the beer tent breakdowns,
listening to the beer tent, drinking beer tent, and going. So, guys, so we did it with some of the teams you saw in one word. Starting with Tom, working that way. How was your weekend?
My muscles hurt.
Good one word, mate.
Yeah. I know, but that's all I have.
Over the minute.
Can I get a rum and coke, please?
Been not fast in terms of top end speed, but the corners have just been one into the next. It's just this seamless transition. You've done a great job on the course.
Okay, really are going over the one word. Let's go with. We're gonna give you time to talk. Say more.
I'd say saucy.
Saucy. Okay.
Toes.
I would say good to be back, but just back.
Just back. Okay. Okay, so
sauce.
It was the sauce thing was a whole different conversation outside.
Bits of sauce,
then
innit?
Aidan picked up counter with his feet. It was weird.
Bits and sauce.
Bits and sauce.
Bits and sauce.
Water is
have you got
not
monkey
sauce.
feet, Aidan?
I've got leg hands.
You've got monkey feet.
Yeah, I've got leg
You've
hands.
got monkey
I've got
feet.
leg
You are the
hands.
missing link.
I am.
That's what's going on.
I've got good bits, you see.
Okay.
It got weird. It got really weird.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay then, so where do we start? Sean. Like, how did your weekend go? Because you got a real good fight.
We had a lot of fun out there, you know, as Oren said. The course was really nice, it flowed really, it's fantastic. And then, mostly our team talks in the pits is usually like, should we go for a fast one? Yeah, alright then, fast one it is. But, we were just trying to keep up with you guys. Really, we were trying to just push, but you had us. And, but no, it was a good weekend.
I mean, you were down to points of seconds.
It was getting close, it was definitely getting close.
I don't know which
enjoyed
heat it was. I don't know if it was the second heat. Oh, here we are. There's a picture of you.
Modelling, mate.
That is a Zac Efron right there.
You reckon?
Yeah,
Well,
I think so.
Come at you.
Yeah.
But this motor neuron issue you've got going on.
Yeah.
But it doesn't seem to affect your boarding at all.
It kind of depends. Sometimes it can be an issue, but I think just in the pure moment of just the adrenaline and stuff like that, I think it just really helps me in my mindset of where I am. Because sometimes, the first run of every heat is always you are getting nervous. You feel it. But then, I don't know, once you get out there, your nerves go away and all you are is just dedicated straight to that track.
I'm convinced that this is in some way linked.
I do a lot of other activities and they haven't got the aspect of adrenaline and it doesn't have the same effect.
Right.
So, say when I'm at work and stuff like that, it's a lot moving about, but that usually then just penalises me more.
Yeah.
But then, as you say, when you're getting the whole adrenaline aspect, then it usually helps a lot.
And do you find a benefit from it post-event, or are you like the rest of us absolutely ruined?
Usually, yeah. After the first day, I must have, after competing, I just basically went back to the caravan and slept.
Right.
But then, but then obviously for that, then I felt better today. So today I was on a lot better on my legs, just felt more confident and stuff like that.
I mean, and you spent a lot of time on the electric board, as
Yeah.
you three went boarding. Did you all three? Did you go?
No, I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, they went without you.
Yeah.
He's in the chat.
He's in the chat. I was dedicated to a next birthday.
Oh, okay.
You did smash that rodeo bull. In all fairness.
In my blood cow outfit.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a
Sounds like a Greek tragedy. Did you know we were smashing radio? Smashing balls. Yeah.
We have
you've got to do what you got to do.
Video.
Sorry.
We have a Just Drag video lined up.
Okay. So, where are we talking about?
We're on Just Drag.
26.
Nice.
Everybody's.
The thing is, Rolo is a really fast horse.
Oh, absolutely.
You can't this weekend.
The only thing that obviously Rolo likes to do is hog the inside lane, which then makes it difficult to bank over sometimes. But he still goes ahead and tries. You know, he is definitely a trier.
Well, you guys have turned up like this. The last few shows, you guys have been like transformed from realistically where we first saw you when we joined last year. Like you guys are pushing now. And each show is you're developing.
Well, I think there's
smoother and faster. And
there's two parts. Like Section 89 coming in, you had a team coming in that were battling with you.
Well, this is what we chat about.
You've got like the top elite teams have been in it for ages, and you were like, okay, well we've done it, but we're coming into elite. You haven't had a weekend like Just Drag and Section 89 this weekend looked like elite teams.
This
like
last corner looked great.
You were elite teams this weekend. It's like all of a sudden you've joined the pack, and actually everybody hit sub-70s this weekend. So that means you're all within so close of each other, and that means you're in the elite pack. Both the teams that have come in and started the elite are now in the pack with the elite and starting to hit those targets.
Yeah, I can't remember the exact numbers, but there was not a lot in it. And whilst you got the three super experienced elite teams up there, I think you're within seconds of not only of each other,
There
but
was
also the pack.
so many runs where, like, and I think Annette said it when she was in here, that I watched both of you, like Section 89 and Just Drag, go out, and I was sat there going, oh, okay, this is the moment. This is the moment where we get picked by these guys because they're just waiting to go. I mean, you look, as you're coming around all your corners, you look so comfy, like, and you're not in slides. You're really emulating the boarding style of Aiden, and staying light on everything you do. But just all weekend, every moment where you guys are pushing it, apart from the times where it just all went completely wrong.
Oh yeah.
But like every other time, I was like, okay, this is the moment. This is the moment we
I think
get
that's
picked.
going to happen though, because it's quite similar with us in the sense of when you're trying to push those top ends and when you're hitting those speeds, all it takes is that minor little mistake, and instead of you like being able to recover it, it just goes because you haven't got the time. By the time you realise what's going on, you're off the line, the board's gone, and it's ditched. So I think that's the difference between like the more experienced elite teams and potentially ours, is that they're hitting the right line every time. It's like the top end sports.
And can save it.
Yeah, well, yeah,
Because
but that comes from experience, isn't it? It's time on the board and riding, I guess, time in the saddle. That if it does go slightly wrong, it's catching it.
Oh yeah, okay.
I mean, you see it so often. One of the things, when you're in the commentary box with me, we've seen it where you've actually picked it out that when I watch the commentary back 90 and you're talking them all the way through the chicane like, oh, is he going to make the next gate, is he going to make gate, and it's about, I don't know, maybe after the first or second gate I'm like, oh, there's a problem. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, that happened with us this weekend. Like, they're a perfect example of where
it was first
day,
maybe.
Yeah, I can't remember the rotation.
I crushed out. So exactly where it swung me out.
You were toe side.
Yeah, and basically I think I
struggled. I don't know if that's going to make a big difference.
So it's a good video as well because it
fighting basically Dan. That's saucy.
Oh, do you save it?
Yeah, save it.
Let's see it.
Yeah.
And, can we play it back in like 50%?
Yeah, no, yeah.
I never said I was going to give him that.
There's lots of bits of information going on.
Yeah.
Basically, we come through 90. I think it was the first heat because I think we spoke about the second.
First heat, your third run.
Yeah.
So I'd gone out, I'd crashed.
Yeah.
Third, and then you went out.
First heat, so basically, I came through.
Oh yeah, it's half a stride on the horse.
Yeah. Toes. So so I was waiting until I saw it, and then I went into the slide, but that was a fraction too late, and it pushed me out really wide, and I was full, and I was like, right, so I pick it up, kick it round the cone, then go back into the toe slide, the other side of the cone, but then the line into the chicane is obviously wrong.
That's what happens. So when you're racing at speed, it's not the first mistake that's the problem, because usually you can just about hold the line on the first mistake. Once you've done that first mistake, if it's even just half a stride out, it's the next 4 to 5 gates.
I was going to say it was 5 gates later, because they're going through the chicane.
The rest of the gates that you're going through are on the wrong line of what you would normally go into them, because you've taken that bit slightly wrong, so you had to fight that bit to get round, then you're out on that bit, so you've got round that, and then you're onto the next piece, and you're still in the wrong line, so the whole way you're fighting.
Especially on this course.
The percentage of error is getting bigger and bigger and bigger each time. You're like, I'm only a couple of percent out of this gate, and now I'm a bit more percent out, and more percent out, and you're like, are they going to get to a point on the course where it allows them to go, okay, I can get myself back into the line.
Especially into the chicane, there isn't enough.
And if it's a small course like it is.
Second and a half.
Half second.
And it is, and that's exactly what happened.
So let's see it. We have the video.
Because it is about 5 gates.
Mate, how you got through the
chicane. So that's the 90, right?
That's the thing is, he'd already turned on the 90.
Camera's struggling to keep up with it.
There is the live stream at a different angle.
So I kick it back to hit the cone, you can't see it there.
Yeah, no, well, you can. You see your angles kind of change.
And then drop back in, but because I'm on the wrong line now, I've now got to recover it through the 90.
And you're going deeper into the
so I'm way deep in the chicane, so I have to work harder to get back, and then even harder to get back on heel.
Yeah, you see, so jumped your way back.
So the board's
the big side, 2 wheels. Whoa!
And that's when you would then see it, because he goes on 2 wheels. You go, oh, he's fighting.
To then cut it back to get through the 4 cones, which that's not the gate you're aiming for. You're aiming for the 2 gates that Tom set up to get through the diagonal. So at that point, I'm looking at the gate, not those 2, but these 2 I'm about to come through now, which is finally where I managed to get that slight bit of pause to get back onto the line, because that's not really where you want to be.
And you get
this is your breather. This is the breather section.
You stride to cross the centre.
It's about 4 strides,
and then you're into another gate.
And then you're into it. So it's like that tiny little error, like we were saying earlier, just exaggerates itself through it to be able to get it back.
I mean, that was. What happened today when you kind of came out of you were looking at a great run, first run
this evening,
I know George was already talking about retiring the horse, but what happened to you, because you nailed that cone?
So we'd had a big chat with Lloyd and Aidan predominantly about lines, and we were really sort of structuring how we were going to tackle the course, and we went, because we were getting to slightly different lines and where George was going to be, knowing how she was going to take that bottom corner, I know that I needed to be in a slightly different nicely, and it was setting a lovely slide, but because Adelita had that issue with her feet, or leg, we'll find out exactly as we go into rehab, but she didn't have the strength to keep it sharp enough as she came out the corner. So she went wide, I was following the line where I thought I needed to be off the horse based on this morning's runs. Because she drifted wide, I was then too wide, and as I came around the corner...
As a boarder, what a lot of people don't realise is a lot of the corners are blind.
Yeah, that's it. It is blind.
So
You've got to trust.
There's a horse in the way of what you're looking at.
Look at this.
Yeah, exactly. You can't see
what's coming up.
You're literally...
these 2 cones you can see at the forefront of the shot. As a boarder, Oren can probably see the first one. You can't see the second one.
Is that as well because of the poles were taken down, so you couldn't see nothing then.
And also, you can't, I think what you can't see in that picture is actually at this speed, you can't slide to where you want to see in front of you. You've got to slide to 3-4 gates ahead. So you've got to set the slide up before you even enter that corner. So I'm looking not just at the gate ahead, I'm looking 2-3 gates around and going, what's the line?
It's one big turn.
And how do I make this, especially on that bottom end, because it's like a teardrop, it sharpens as you go. So you go to that middle gate at the bottom, and then I'm looking at where the weave is and those 3 cones to try and figure out where do I need to start the slide to get round onto that angle. So and then at that point it's where's the horse, where am I, where do I drop, and that's when you go to trust the rider. So I dropped in, trusted the rider around. Adelaide didn't have the strength.
Okay, so you were basing yourself off the horse and the rider. The horse drifted out, and that's what
pushed me out wide. And there was no, and at that point I saw the cone coming. I thought, do I try and do a sharp turn? I thought, no, it's done, because I knew that she was not struggling. I knew we had question marks over her anyway, and I thought we've had a good day. Let's call it there.
So moving on to the next section, of course, Aidan and Tom. I noticed you're sitting at opposite ends of the table.
What? Before you actually start talking to Aidan, he has a specific comment on
Okay, I hope it's about his shades.
Show his toes. Is it about sauce?
Is it about his monkey feet? Is it the people outside? Because they're the only people watching.
Is it bits or sauce or monkey feet? That's about all I know. More sauce.
It comes courtesy of a certain Lloyd crab. And it literally just says, "There's my boy."
Yeah. And that's the only comment. We're more interested in
It's not bits or sauce.
We haven't said like, comment, and surprise.
A little bit.
Surprise! So, right, okay, this is great work, guys. It's 10 o'clock. Jesus.
It's really.
Okay, so I mean, we're a bit too late, but for Aidan, for Thomas, Aidan, you. With Lloyd, you, I mean, you put down a strong statement that you were looking forward to beating Thomas in the 2020 other championship that you didn't race him in. What?
Just nice to be back, really.
Yeah.
It's just nice to be back on the board. Like, you don't get that feeling generally. As I said the whole way through, it's been a fun one for me. Like, we've got nothing to win, we've got nothing to lose, we've got no points.
And in fairness to Lloyd, although his comments were quite inflammatory,
he wasn't wrong though.
No, but what he was saying was, we've gone home, we haven't been thinking about horseboarding much, and now we're looking to come back in if we beat you. And in fairness, limited edition was the strongest challenger to just wing it.
With a horse that hasn't raced in 3 years.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I imagine they've been doing lots of fitness, I hope they've been doing a certain amount of fitness. But do you know what I mean?
It's not racing.
Some of the.
I wouldn't call it like full race.
Oh, there you are.
Like
action. In action.
Oh, hello. God, look at that boy.
I mean,
saucy.
Yeah, Lloyd's alright, isn't he?
Yeah.
Lloyd's looking alright.
He's a good boy.
He's got a lot of bits right there, mate.
Yeah, got a lot of bits.
There's your boy.
There's my boy. And do you know what? This weekend is a 10-year reunion.
Really?
It's 10 years. The last time me and Lloyd raced together was 2015 with La Banditos. So this year, I don't know where it was.
Yes, it was Bowood.
Possibly it is.
We're not at Bowood.
No, it's
Hey, it was Bowood. Yes, we're at Bowood. Oh no, we're not at Bowood.
But the year, okay, the year.
What was on Ted's mate?
It's our year reunion. So me and Lloyd last raced together in 2015, and the last next.
And if I remember correctly, Lloyd fell off and knocked himself out.
Yeah, got in an ambulance. They asked him about an erection.
What?
Yeah. Hey!
They were maybe asking if he broke his hip. No,
he broke his back. No, so the guy.
So you get an erection if you break your back?
Apparently so. This is something I learned 10 years ago. 10 years ago I learned this, right? We're in the back of an ambulance. And this guy.
So you should never have this conversation with the girls.
Well, hang on. We're in the back of an ambulance. The first thing the guy asks is, "Have you wet yourself?" And I'm like, "It's a little bit weird to ask, but okay."
That's a broken hip, isn't it?
If you like break your hip back, like nerve areas, sometimes you wet yourself. The next question you ask, "Have you got a boner?" And I was like, that's even more personal.
That's a weird role to play.
That's the next level. And I'm sitting in this ambulance with Lloyd, and he's just like launched over a horse. We got him in I was carrying him in a stretcher, and the next thing the ambulance guy said, "Have you got an erection?" That was my experience, and that was the end of La Bandita.
Keep talking, mate, and I'll get there.
I don't know. are you going to dance or was it?
I can't swear.
Not the nurse I imagined, if I'm honest.
No, it was unexpected. It was really unexpected.
It's the rubber glove, isn't it?
That was it. So
yeah.
Right,
I think I need another beer.
We have a limited edition run lined up.
Let's have a look.
Does it involve
which
direction?
one is it? Is it
Pure
saucy run?
sauce.
Is it saucy run? Oh,
It's
gone
your
down.
fastest run of the
Production.
weekend, which was from Heat 1. I don't know the rotation.
Trace.
That's so
It's just.
glasses on.
I can't fucking see anything. I don't know why I'm looking. I've got no glasses.
What are you doing? Tell me what you want.
It's 20 days all here. There's a brown bit. There's a brown bit.
Is our mic on?
Is the mic on?
Yes.
Sorry, no, I can see
Are you
it.
sure?
I look like there's a slime.
Is it just my eyes or is it blurry?
I think you're
It's late.
Oh, okay.
We're turning into Euro trash right now. That's the segment of the show.
I mean, I have to say, watching Aiden go around, he is light as anything. There's no pressure on that board, there's no pressure on the horse anywhere in what he's doing, and everything is quick. As the weekend went on, I started trying to emulate him as much as I could.
You did say that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
But actually,
You just
saying
weren't
that,
struggling with grip for the most time. For the
well,
most
no,
part.
it's not about. You always have some amount of grip, and a lot of people talk about having traction. So you get all these tyres that are really, really tractiony and really heavy. But my theory on it is, essentially, as a boarder, your job is to make it as light as possible for the horse you're riding behind.
Okay.
So the less traction you have,
check you out here, but
oh, there you go. So yeah, the less traction you have, the less drag you're going to put on the horse. So actually, it's like a skimming stone. So like coming round a hillside corner, the board is skimming the ground, and you're just trying to little directional changes to skim it in the direction you're trying to go. So the lighter you are, and the more skimming you are, the less the horse has to work, which means the horse.
I did say today that you were using the force as you were boarding because you look so light on the board. So I think that's.
I think that part of
maybe that's it. You
well,
just
do
imagine
you know what?
skimming a stone.
Well, it is a bit like that.
Be the stone.
Yeah. I think do you know what? A big part of it, and we had this conversation. There's a picture. I've got a picture on my phone. I've been trying to say to people since 2001, hero boards, and big up hero boards, because they are brilliant decks, but they are designed so differently to most other mountain boards.
how so?
Well, your foot's entirely on the deck. It's a
entirely
massive
different.
It's
Yeah,
entirely,
yeah.
like, you're not hooking the toes at the edge of the board.
So I always use a monkey toe. When you get a board that has
You know about the
less
monkey toe.
Yeah, I know it well. I know it well.
Is that the difference? You've got monkey toes.
No, but I don't need it. I don't need it. That's the great thing. Yeah, but I don't need it with the hero boards. The deck is the same width, but the foot stance, you have no toe or heel overhang. So when you're boarding, when you do a toe side slide on a skinnier board, the toes end up almost wrapping around the edge of the board and you push it round. Whereas the hero boards have, give it me, like he's got big feet and he's got no toe or heel overhang, which means when you roll onto your toes, because there's no overhang and it's concaved, so the way that skateboarders hold on to a skateboard when they're doing massive tricks in the air is because of the concave of the deck. The concave of the deck enables their foot to stick to the board, and now you've got that in mountain boards. So you have this concave on the toes, which holds your feet into the board. There's no toe overhang, so you just roll onto your toes. You're not like gripping it, you just roll onto the balls of your feet. But then on the heels, the biggest thing is the heels, which a lot of people have problems with, have more of a concave than the toes. Because with your feet, you have a massive lever to push down on, but with your heels, you're just pushing down with your heels. So with the design of them, they have more concave on the heel than the toe, which means you have to put less effort into the heels to get it to do a heel side corner and do the same as you would be on a toe. So you have to put so much less effort.
This is exactly what you did to me. Like, this is exactly what you said to me. So when I went from last year's deck, which was basically 3/4 inch plywood,
What deck was that?
You did 30 miles an hour.
He had a Dylan, didn't you?
I'm not hating on the deck.
MBS Dylan.
No, it wasn't a Dylan. No, it wasn't a Dylan.
Was it 495?
Yeah.
Oh, it was
There's nothing wrong with the deck, but from what we're doing, it was completely wrong.
Joe's
It was two sticks,
Joe's got
and basically, because it was at Sandringham that I changed decks. So Sandringham last year, all feet up,
flying without wings.
but yeah, so I stood on Aiden's hero deck that I've been riding on this season at Sandringham last year, with no shoes, no trucks. It was just a deck, and as soon as I stood on it, I felt exactly as he's describing there.
Yeah.
I could move the board with my feet coming up, and I had more control without even any trucks on than the board I was currently on. And this year, he's absolutely right. As soon as you go into a corner, you don't feel like you're standing on a piece of wood. You're standing like you are the board. It sounds so cliche.
No, it does. No.
I've
been saying it a long time.
You're in it, and then when you put that pressure in,
you're in the board, not on it.
You're in the board, not on it. Yeah, that is it, and it makes such a difference. And I think it is a big factor. Along with the e-boarding, which I cannot give enough praise.
It's the best training, not horseboarding.
Yeah, because as soon as I switched from the two hands into the one, it became an e-board turn, and all of a sudden the heel side of the bottom was fine. And I think the only thing that's limited us yesterday when we were hitting that bottom end was the course dynamic and the speed. But I was going into that at 26, 27, feeling completely incapacity, which I've not felt at all.
But you came in on your last run this morning and said, and George said it. George was like, I didn't really feel like I was doing much.
Yeah.
And when you get you get like a really good run, and it's really good, you come away feeling like I didn't really do much.
It's kind of like slow is smooth and smooth is fast.
Yeah, totally. The smoother you are, the faster you go.
Yeah.
And I think the lines are so important for the rider, because that's what we majorly. So I think this weekend we've ticked off heel side for me. Obviously, we've got more to learn, but it has worked so much for it in the lead.
It's a progression. It's when you start, going two hand on heel side makes it easier when you start. But as you start progressing, because you're locked down in that position, you can't enable your body to turn as much. Whereas if you watch Ryan,
we're going to get shut down by security at this point.
So Ryan, when he goes two hands, if you watch Ryan, his backhand's out here and he turns his body so that he can put the board underneath it. But if you do two hands on the heel side and you've got your hand in here, all that happens is the rope starts turning.
See, interestingly, I would only ever ride on the heel side, which would be this way. I would have the handle. I was always on the toe side that I go two hands.
But I like Ross always
and to be fair, that's what Tom Jolly was doing.
Yeah.
Initially, and then he's still. I think he switched now, but it is, and it was only from like going through the videos and speaking to be fair, both of you and analysing it. It's exactly what was happening. The power from Adelito and the acceleration was kicking manipulated. Yeah, it's manipulated.
But I mean, even with Tom, if you watch Tom's races from the first two heats, and I've said this throughout the season, sometimes you can be really heavy on a toe side corner. When you
Tom.
When he drops into a corner, and it's almost like a break dancer planting their hand and letting the legs come round.
Right.
So you plant in, and then the board swings round. Because you've planted,
it's very powerful.
The drag ends up being more important.
Yeah.
And the way
I will say with Harry, just to caveat that, with Harry,
I was actually going to give you a compliment for him to carry on.
Okay,
but you know,
I like compliments.
That's going to be said. But you were, so in your first two heats, you were doing that, and then in your second two heats, you can see that you weren't actually putting your hand on the ground. So your second two heats, as you're coming around corners, you were letting the board come round and your hand wasn't planting on the ground, it was just the tips of your fingers, and that difference in friction to your hand on the ground to just being off changes the entire corner, and you went from the 67s to this after.
That comes actually from
But that's your old truck.
So you would put it down so that the pictures we're going to hopefully pull up a load of boarding photos. That's what we're trying to do. But there was, yeah. We're in.
But
So what you're saying is,
I would say, hang on. So on what Aiden's saying, so I would say heat 3. So day 2, heat 1, heat 3 is the first time this season. Annette said I was heavy on the board, like she said she felt it. And I think it's the tightness of the course has done that, because Harry is so powerful in his movement, but she's felt it, and it's been felt.
Yeah, that's the difference.
I definitely then I went, okay, and actually she didn't feel it on my toe. She felt it on my heel, and I was like, well, what?
Look, so that's pre. So that's pre. So you're about to push your hand into the ground and then kick the ball out. So you start a turn. But then what you would end up doing is putting the hand on the ground and letting the board come down.
But it's never been felt by Harry. But
that's because Harry's like a bound door. As you say on every race, Harry can take it, but what it's shown is Harry can take it, but it slows your times. So you were doing your best times in the morning yesterday was 67s. We won by what?
Wow.
1.2
Wow.
seconds?
I'm happy to talk about that.
okay, so we're moving on now to the Aidan Beamish and Tom Kilroy having not raced each other in over a decade.
No, what I was saying
I need another rum and coke.
But that's what I'm saying. The difference is
more rum, more coke.
So you've got. What I'm saying is you've gone from 67.
Oh dear.
Daggers.
I'm just gonna stop.
If you don't find
Don't do it, Tracy, don't do it.
And you called me the serial killer.
Outside just erupted. Outside just erupted.
I'm just gonna have to say on the podcast that we've got Tracy
who is
from BREWCO.
Who is our big Tracy? I'm saying it to Joe.
That's a double.
Don't do it, Joe. Joe's out. She's out. She's gone.
She's quit.
She's
gone. She slammed her notepad as well.
He made Joe's job as well. So this is why girls don't get paid half as much as
I said, cut it out.
We're gonna get deleted.
That's it.
We're gonna get deleted. It's coming off.
Someone's pulling the
I probably keep coming back and saying that I'm coming back because I'm better than all of you.
Don't blame me. Don't blame me.
Don't listen to me. I'm just antagonising.
I need a camera switch, Joe.
So what I was really saying was.
Can we get the coke? Get the coke.
What?
Who's getting the
It's absolute pandemonium right now. I tried to compliment Tom and it's turned into pandemonium. I'm just not going to do it again. I'm not going to do it again.
No, wrong camera.
Okay, we are wrapping this up. We are moving to wrap this up. But we do need to have a conversation.
All I was saying was.
Yeah, but Aidan, you have been saying it for a while.
But the difference was about 3 seconds. If you watch his heat
so bad.
this afternoon, you could see the difference in the lightness of his board.
And I will put out
you can
that
see he was a hell of a lot lighter on the horse, which will always give you pace. My whole doctrine is the lighter you are, the quicker you're going to go.
Yeah.
And you could see that. Like there was twitchy points because you were so upright, not wanting to drop in, but it gave you that extra less drag to give you that much more time around the course, because it's that average speed.
Everything we did after because I've never been like.
It's only taken 10 years.
It's not. It's got better, but it's the first time.
Jesus, it's really saucy in here. It's really saucy.
It's the first time this year I've been called heavy as a heavy ball.
I mean, I'm going to jump all the way back. I'm going to jump all the way
you
back.
have won it, mate. I'll give you.
It was good racing,
right? It was good racing. We beat you, though. We came to beat you. We beat you.
I mean, there wasn't.
Let Dan finish. Let Dan.
Actually, like my bravado says, limited who, but I don't actually think that. You came in this weekend. Yeah, there was. You proved the point. You actually. You caught us half asleep, and I've got we had to race you, like that. That's it. We had to race you. We went out there, and I'm sorry, we did it.
You did,
but
I'll give it you.
And I think that comes down to that you came in at a point whereas, you know, Lloyd was not race fit, his back was hurting.
I've got 3 slip discs.
Yeah, I know, you were telling him that. Like, you were telling him
I only said that at the end. I genuinely got 3 slip discs.
And I've been paralysed for the last...
No, I saw my advanced physio the first time this week.
I do think you can see, just from watching the racing, that actually the first day in the racing, when they go into the second day, you can see Paddy starting to get tired.
Yeah,
and I think you've got a horse that's done an entire season.
Oh yeah, there's
on
super race fit.
Yeah, and I think.
And I would say even more. There was two big mistakes in limited edition.
Yeah,
and both of them. No. For me, both of them were made. The 2 big mistakes that I saw that cost you 2 races actually were both mistakes from the horse. And the horse that hadn't raced or been trained or that hadn't done any horseboarding for 3 years.
Like how wild is it that they come back
early? And I called it as I saw it. And then the other one, which we looked at earlier, where you lost the race, and you stopped the race. The horse went to go down the chute.
He went to do the weave.
Because it forgot that we did the next day.
Can you see, personally,
like absolutely big up
the first run?
Yeah, no, they've done amazing. They've done amazing. But we do have to wrap this up. It is not a late night show.
I've got two bits of stuff I want to show on Heat 4.
Second run, limited edition.
All we know is that limited edition need to come back.
And they nearly beat the team that's challenging.
They need to come back next year, and they.
I'm not in that movie. He's feeling saucy. Mate, he's feeling saucy, and I don't mind that. You won it, but if
he's on toes with him, boys.
As Lloyd said it.
I think we need to call it.
Hang on, if Lloyd said it, if we did beat you, something would be really wrong.
Yeah, and I think
we came with nothing to prove.
You're trying to obviously will never be heard because the sound went. There was the challenges.
Let's look at this.
Have we got the race?
Yeah,
we've got a race.
Heat 4.
That's saucy right there.
No one can see you. No one can see you.
Here we go.
Oh, put it away. Orin.
Right, let's watch this, guys. Aiden works. You work not too hard around this top end, but you're actually working. You're at pace here. This run could have been one of your runs that could have got you there.
Could have been one of the runs.
I think the biggest difference from watching these guys today is that there is no point on the course where they dip in pace. They keep the momentum the entire way.
You're so low in that corner there, and you didn't even have your hand down. You're just like,
it's just
well, that's what I mean. You don't need to put it down. You don't need to put the hand on the floor. It's just there in case.
Yeah, I feel you.
That was a lovely turn, Aiden.
Was this the wing where it flicks? Is this where it flicks the rope?
Oh,
yeah.
Got
2 touches.
Still got
that's
through it.
where it went wrong.
That was it. So the first run, if you watch the weave,
we can come back to it.
I learned this.
The bag flying.
I learned this with Pocket Rocket on the first run. We got massive slack. I'll show you to Warren.
Oh, that was beautiful.
So as you came through the last cone of the weave on the first run of the last tee, got a load of slack because, in fairness to Lloyd, the horse turned totally sideways and put it through it, but I got slack. And I've learned from Pocket Rocket when the slack comes on, it might take the rope out. So the first thing I do is just take it out as far as I can.
It takes the ball off the cone.
So the rope was going to hit the ball.
He literally flicks it over
so
the
the rope's going to hit the ball. And I
would never even think to do.
Exactly.
I watched him do it, and he goes like, he's in the weave, comes around the corner and goes, yoink! Flicks it over the cone. I thought, you're a genius.
Do you reckon there's anything we can do with, like, obviously the rider's feet? Do you reckon we can somehow, like, bash them out of the way or something?
Yeah. Get a bigger horse.
My actual comment from the weekend is you guys went out and you proved your point in the first heat. I disagree with you think that you come out and beat me because it's a weekend, mate. Because I've been beaten by top.
Listen, you were very, very nearly beaten. You had to race really hard.
This is quite good.
I will give you this.
No.
Can we take this outside?
No. very nearly beaten. They pushed you to race harder than you've had to race all season, and as Lloyd said, they haven't raced in 3 years.
Nothing to prove. We proved something.
And they came in and was like, we're coming in for one event. I
will say.
And they nearly beat you.
Hang on, Mr.
How's your arm?
Hang on, Mr. Bromington.
How's your arm?
Well, it's fine now.
Yeah, but you were moaning about it between the heats. Oh God! And he was trying not to moan about it. It wasn't like he was making a big deal about it. He was just kind of like, every time I turn around, he's massaging his forearm, like he's been into some sort of marathon which involved one arm athletics.
Wrong hand, mate. Wrong hand.
2 hands, mate. 2 hands.
Something in between has been sitting on it.
I will say.
Was it like a marathon or?
I will say this is the going into heat 3.
We're going to shut this down.
Hang on.
We're going to shut this down.
Yes, I know we're shutting down, but
it means we're going to stop the podcast.
Yes, shut up.
And on that bombshell.
Hang on.
Everyone's good night.
I will say no. I will say going into
3.
Hang on. Going into heat 3 is the most nervous going into racing I have been since. We had something to prove to come back, and we had to win heat 3. And I was actually nervous an hour before. The nerves never hit in.
It was down backwards.
It was down.
Hang on, you people.
Down that way.
It's down backwards.
I'm not which way is it more appealing?
But it's the most nervous I've ever been. And the nerves kicked in an hour before. Right, ladies and gentlemen, I think that ends that. It doesn't matter because Limited Edition came back, they did something, but they didn't do everything they needed to do because we still won! So,
thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We've been saucy and this has been Horseboarding.
Look at him go! Look at him!
Thank you for joining us on this. I hope you found it entertaining. It's been fabulous on our side. And we will see you again soon. Look out for more.
We're out of here.
Good night.
We're out.
Yes.